Bueno, vamos a continuar. Ya lo digo, de base. Mirar cómo está el mapa de secundarias. ¿Vale? Después de la parte tan importantísima que hemos hecho de la pelea contra el rey de la rebas. Así que este directo va a ser seguramente hacer solo las secundarias. Si os lo queréis saltar, salirse, lo que sea, totalmente permitido, vamos. Vamos, podéis hacer lo que os dé la gana, pero que sepáis que voy a hacer todas las secundarias. Eso sí, lógicamente, no saltándome los diálogos, pero una vez que me lo lea, tiro para adelante. O sea, no como la historia que sí espero que ellos hablen, ¿vale? Eso ya se sabe. ¿Qué te pasa, Gab? ¿Qué hace Gab? ¿Está borracho?
My apologies. By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea, there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be
Hola,
difficult
buenas
to obtain.
noches.
Only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
Y manda a Coran.
Might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though. Just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew safe. You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But... very well. If there are no questions,
No entendí eso.
I'll see you all at the docks.
Bueno, pues después de esta charla vamos a hacer 4 horas de secundarias,
Let me
¿vale?
know when you're leaving. I want a word before you go.
Of course.
Ya puedo hacer todas las secundarias, ¿no? Pues venga. Vamos a pillarlas todas.
The stew's awfully thin.
Mira. Oscar.
My Lord Marquis, I heard about
Mola.
Eastpool,
Esto está guapo.
that some of my fellow Guardians are to build a new home there, both for themselves.
It's true.
I have many fond memories. When I was a child, we would visit my aunt and uncle often. I went to see Aunt Hannah after my uncle passed away, but...
Oscar, I'd like you to...
But my training is not yet complete.
I warned you I might not be the easiest of masters. But rebuild her home.
Thank you.
Esto está guay, ¿ves tú? Ver esta parte, que a lo mejor no lo veo y ocurre, pero mola. Vamos a ver. Clive, ya solo queda un último cristal. Madre, la columna. ¿Por qué he hecho la columna? La columna del dragón Well-Lewis. Te escribo esta nota para que no se te olvide que tienes que destruirlo. Ya sabes, uno pierde la noción del tiempo cuando empieza a hacerle favores a la gente. Que si fulanito necesita flores, que si menganito quiere que acabe con una limaña, tú ya me entiendes. Cuidado que esta puta carta... Cuidado que esta puta carta es básicamente un... Te he clavado 200 secundarias ahora lo sé, soy consciente de ello. Yo como juego Final Fantasy XVI soy consciente de que te acabo de meter 200 secundarias que te van a romper el puto ritmo del juego, pues te lo van a romper después de venir un combate, después de venir de un puto combate epiquísimo en mitad del océano que Odín ha cortado por la mitad. Te recuerdo lo que tienes que hacer porque te vas a pegar muchas horas haciendo secundaria. Es para matarse que esta carta esté en el juego. Nuestra capitana lleva un tiempo algo rara. Hay veces que pasamos nada entera fuera, perdida en su pensamiento. Parece que está investigando algo, pero rechaza toda clase de ayuda. Ya no nos cuenta nada. Con libertadores. Que hablemos con ella.
There's no
Aceptamos
way of
eso.
knowing if Doris will confide in me, but I can speak to her.
Cada vez tienes más cartas. O sea, no me fijo cómo eran las skins de esa mesa al inicio del juego. No creo recordar que había tantos pergaminos. Te agradezco la ayuda que me prestaste para acabar con el sufrimiento de mi mentor. Por desgracia, los sanadores tenemos nuestros límites. No podemos curar con todas las enfermedades ni salvar todas las vidas. Y por eso te pido que vayas con cuidado en tus aventuras. Sé que al final acabarás enfrentándote a un behemoth tirándole de los bigotes a un bengal, pero quedas avisado. No sabes cuánto agradezco todo lo que has hecho por Lostwich. Ya sabes que soy parco en palabras y no se me da bien poner mis pensamientos por escrito, así que en lugar de una sarta de zalamerías y halagos, he pensado en expresar mi gratitud con varios barriles de la próxima añada. Tendrá que aguardar un tiempo, pero verás cómo la espera merece la pena. Firmado Putin. Esto es lo que leímos. En vuestra ausencia cumpliré las labores de defensa y salvaguarda que se me han encomendado, aunque ello me cueste la vida. Solo ruego que vos hagáis lo propio con su excelencia. Todo este embrollo, pero gracias a los dos he podido poner punto y final a este asunto que llevaba arrastrando con tanto tiempo. Ahora que todo está resuelto, por fin podré tomarme un respiro y disfrutar del nuevo mundo que tanto te empeñas en crear. ¿No? A una no le hacen falta los dos ojos para ver todo lo bueno que has hecho hasta ahora. Pues listo, que listo.
The stew's awful.
So what do I owe the honor? For St. Fornian, do you?
Es que estas son las cosas que tío, te voy a decir que lo... Bueno.
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
Me falta el Electrum, que será de una escoria. Y lo mismo aquí, taparrado mugriento.
Anything else?
A ver la espada. Hostia, es fea la espada, a rabiar.
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts?
Canva lost. Miss, can we read Miss?
Esto estaba antes. Para este héroe, un manto de oscuridad cubre el mundo, los vientos cesan, los mares se agitan, la tierra se pudre. Se comienza la historia de Arthur el Valiente, y Mela Sabio, y Jocelyn el Atrevido, tres gallardos discípulos de la erudita Silvia de Balam. Pero si esto lo leí yo. Está al frente, erradicar la oscuridad como había hecho su predecesor infame en tu
Story for our lesson today.
What a wonderful idea, Jocelyn.
How was she?
With Canva in the hands of Akashic.
Ah, Sid.
Don't tell me.
Oh no, I'm working on bringing another one. It's got a reverberatory hood over the top for additional thermal amplification and a system of reciprocate. Let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. Only mithril engines get hotter, and you can't chuck ore in one of them and get metal out the other end. Trouble is, we won't be able to make out of any old rubbish neither. And I hear you once helped Helena get her hands on exact.
If it's for the good of the hideaway, I'd be happy.
Oh.
So,
We've got a couple of examples here. spherical.
More fallen material. So this smelter is similar to the mithril engine in more...
That's right. They're a bit like the thermal helms. Fallen, and what's more, they're directional, transferring heat from the inside to the outside. But these things, they're all outside. We've collected as many as we can, and I know where we can get the rest. Trouble is...
So you want me to visit some ruins, destroy some echoes, and bring back the spheres that...
That's it in a nutshell.
Básicamente.
We're only 3 short, mind. And there's one up Amber Way, and another in the Silent South, over in Dalmecchia.
All right then.
It'll do. I'll be...
Yo espero y supongo que esto será el último estertor del juego y por eso me están soltando esta morralla, toda esta batería de misiones. Es lo único que se me ocurre.
Then again, why settle for low-born chaff when we've honest-to-goodness royalty right here beneath our roof? If Prince Dion cannot see my love for him, then perhaps the Phoenix will.
Joshua es mío. Aléjate, perra.
Please, Your Grace, stay strong. My Lord Marquis.
A preguntarle.
It was the greatest honor of my life.
Fue un gran honor que me pusieran a cargo de la protección de su excelencia Joshua Rossfield. He desempeñado tal labor desde que emprendió su viaje por toda Galicia. Y la de arriba es que se enamora de todos. Empezó con Otto. De Otto pasó al Bardo. Del Bardo pasó a Gaff. Gaff ha pasado... O sea, ha ido de uno en uno. Partimos con 2 objetivos: descubrir el origen de Artemio y velar por vos, mi señor. Cuando supo que habéis sobrevivido, quise estar al tanto de todos vuestros movimientos. Gracias a los informes de mis compañeros imperecederos, descubrimos que habéis sumido el nombre de Cid. Mas nuestro viaje juntos llega a su fin. Su excelencia desea que me quede aquí para guardar los vuestros, así que os pido, aun a costa de sonar osada, que lo protejáis en mi lugar. Te digo una cosa, me da más la sensación que Joshua está enamorado de mí que de Jote y me jode. Me parece más a Joshua. Gozáis de sublime compañía, mi señor. Todos los miembros de la guarida me han acogido con suma gentileza, en especial Lady Tarja, que si bien son exiguos, ha tenido la amabilidad de halagar mis conocimientos de medicina, aunque he de admitir que en un principio dudaba de su sinceridad. Los sanadores de los imperecederos me instruyeron en las aptitudes que pudiera precisar para desempeñar mi deber, mas su talento supera en gran medida el mío. No soy merecedora de sus cumplidos, sin embargo entiendo que toda ayuda, por inexperta que sea, es bienvenida en esta comunidad. Ok.
Yote, is anything the matter?
My lord, yes. It's your brother, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on...
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse.
But...
¿Y él no se puede quitar lo del pecho, Guillo?
Severe. The drafts I have been able... So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades, and thankfully a recipe was found. The only problem being that the critical ingredient is exceptionally hard to... and our supplies are almost exhausted. Unless we can secure more soon. My lord, I know that I have no right to make demands...
For Joshua?
Thank you.
So...
A rare herb by the name of stone. It grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its... We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether. The search continues for a new source.
So it's only that you can't reach it? The stone...
Well...
Then I shall go in your
But...
You've yet to find another source, correct? So for besides, I'm a dog.
Well... If you're sure, Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. I shall remain here and prepare the other ingredients.
Ok.
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris. Is she here?
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's Rest on a job. My job, actually. When she heard what the mission was, she insisted on...
Did she?
Following up on some... Once they'd settled in, the bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie were keen to talk about their imprisonment.
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the beastmen. I'll go and find her.
If she's not moved on already, yes.
Why would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried.
Vale.
Heard the bad news then, did you?
What bad news?
About Dravost. Blackthorn's old haunt. With the forge and all that. Well, anyway, the mine's just down the road from there, a spewing...
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. Doris sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on things, but there's only so much a couple of scouts can do. Except if something ain't done soon, the old place...
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think you would.
Does Blackthorn know?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. He'd only do something stupid. You reckon we should tell him?
No.
Yeah, well... I can't stand about knowing what's happening.
Bueno, pues... Básicamente nos está diciendo que el mundo se está yendo al carajo desde hace tiempo, pero ahora bastante más. Vale, aquí ya no tengo nada más. Totito. Aquí. Da igual el orden en el que lo haga, así que hay 4.000 millones de pesetas y de misiones.
The Dominion's all but done for. Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
You're that sellsword the dame's so fond of. That was some fine work you did up in Moor. We'll, see to our own affairs from now on now. Duke's got big plans for the Empire.
Empire?
And you're just gonna fall into line?
Los mariquitas. Los homosexuales. Los lesbianos. Homosexuales cis. Bujarrones.
I don't trust this Duke. If we're not careful, he'll undo all the Dane's harm.
Oh, Clive, my wards and I may soon be...
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Second only to his radiance at that... Not that any of those things still exist. Now he...
And what does he want with North?
He wants to transform it, a foundation upon which to build a new Sambrek. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded...
He would rob the populace to pay...
Believe me, I have used every means of...
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around.
How? By a man whose stated aim is to revive the Empire Philippe's comrades. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. No. Any attempt to incite new... But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people...
Who could blame them?
Clive, would you, for your services to Northreach, you have the respect of the... And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty. Well, will you try?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I find this? In the garrison?
Overseeing the troop.
All right.
Pues nada, vamos a hablar con el príncipe de Becana.
At the remembrance ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
It's not only control of the...
Aquí en este mapa nada más que está esta, esa y la escoria esa que es una S.
We already have a leader in the Dame.
Halt. Oh, sorry about that. You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. Wait here.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid, and I shall... tell me, is it wealth that...
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to
Ah, you are worried the expanded... Yet you needn't be. The proud fighting pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soul... But no more. For it is they who shall see the whole...
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from... Which is more than can be... The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe... with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the... We need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already soon enough. These thralls shall learn that they are...
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will... If Sandbreck is to be rebuilt, she will require one whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary. So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire...
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her...
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. The citizens revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
Embarrassing yourself.
Hola, seguimos.
One at a time now.
We already have a leader in the Dame.
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
All right there.
What? Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought.
Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand. The
Dominion's all but done for. It's lucky we stayed.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns them, and with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in.
As far as I just need his eminence to...
Sell anything today? As much. The garrison salvage.
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to turn up and tell you you've got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
Chobich, qué coñacito la misión con...
Run like the wind.
Los soldados te van a decir que están del carajo porque le van a la tierra y lugar y el pueblo te dice que no. Punto pelota. Y yo lógicamente voy a escoger el pueblo porque el pueblo es el que manda. Por aquí, ¿no? No, no es por aquí.
I need to deal with these ones first.
Vaya, me he equivocado de botón.
This is it. Right then.
Me está volviendo a empezar a fallar en los joysticks. Joder, macho. Puta mierda esta, de los joysticks, cojones.
Right. The Dominion's all but done for.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Desde aquí no puedo decir que esta misión sea la principal, tío. No, o sea, no tengo... Aquí en Crónicas yo no puedo decirle a esta, ¿no?
just gonna fall into line.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. I mean, look around us. You can see the traders might not like having the screws put on them. But if they volunteered, I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire is the best way of making sure. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just...
It's not only control of the garrison you want.
Mola porque la gente del pueblo está hablando de eso.
In the Dane.
One at a time now.
We don't have much, but the dame had us empty the Vale's larders to see these poor souls fed. Because that is what we do.
You're the one who was talking to his
On the dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill. What do you think of his plan?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me, listen, I've got nothing but respect for the dame. That's where my loyalties lie. Not with the town or the Empire. If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those blue skin.
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of... Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to... All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's will... Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sanbreque is back on her feet, we'll all reap the...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
A whole day to dry some bloody...
Welcome back. Wraiths give you any trouble?
Captain.
For you? Thank you for last. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the... Do you intend to go up...
But to tell you the truth, it's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right. I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either.
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what I need. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Well, duty calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive, were you able to speak?
I was.
So, well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are... They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders, and not just because of the Duke's rank.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying.
I don't know about...
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I loved.
Why?
Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it. protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will but I'm certain they're not finished. And when they do come back, we need to stand with you to lead us, milady. It was you who finally convinced there's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope. We have only to turn our attentions to the true... Thank you, Philippe.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence has loftier task.
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the first.
Anda, ¿qué te lleva?
There may be hope for Northreach, yeah, especially with men like you and Philippe. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke. In the stub, but I suspect I shall have to call upon. Until then.
Until then.
Vaya misión de mierda, más mala.
Dora should be somewhere nearby. Assuming she's still here.
Ah, Clive. I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's as of those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. And if you're wondering why you, well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone...
All right.
Thanks. There. That should be enough to keep him in good...
Giselle greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right, and they're...
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do. I'll go up there and show...
I'm sure you will.
Just because the heavens have gone to... Nearly done.
I've got greens of all
Looking for shelter,
shapes and
are you?
sizes. Colours too. Mostly green though.
Ahora que estoy haciendo es... Buscador y en la zona de Marza.
What are you after? Take care out there, eh?
¿Tendré que preguntar a la gente?
The world seems to be changing so fast lately I can hardly keep up. But what I do know is that there's more bad news than good. You can tell that just by looking at people's faces.
doesn't still hurt, does it?
It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slaver.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held... She's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruitful reunion?
I'd say so. She tried to recruit me. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted, but after her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort. She's dangerous, Sid, but
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety.
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead. I'll follow.
Jesucito de mi vida, eres niño como yo. El problema es que las misiones están guay, pero como no forman parte de la historia, me estoy durmiendo, ¿sabes? En este juego pasa igual que en el 8, no tan exagerado, pero parecido al 8, ¿eh? Eres nivel 40 y los bichos de aquí pues son 30 y algo. Por aquí no es. Pero ¿por qué no me hace el derrape, hijo puta? Despega el frenazo.
Here's the aqueduct. Now to find our stone wart. Yote mentioned blood red petals. Just my luck. Won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one thing for it.
Vale, borde. Qué malamente, ¿eh? Lo de Shiva no me hace mucha gracia a mí, pero bueno. Y esto aquí yo el joystick que se está volviendo otra vez loco.
Here it is. Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive. All right. That should do it. Let's get the... back to Yote.
Vale. Ahora nos teleportamos aquí que está más cerca. Tiene cojones que el joystick y la cámara se mueva lento, pero coge una grillera y va súper follado la cámara, no entiendo.
Come on. Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Doris come to know a slaver?
Que será su madre.
We've waited long enough. She's not coming.
Back to civilization.
With all haste. Lest any of you lack, I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more and I'll be docking your pet.
Yes, Mom.
Oh. It appears we have company. Kill him.
You're welcome to try.
Flying hand.
So much for your escort.
You'll forgive me for not avenging. I surrender.
Sid.
Ah, Doris. You know, I always wondered casting your lot with this criminal of
Better fighting for a cause than killing for coin. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have... This woman, my former master, once trained. She raised me like a daughter. And I did.
It wasn't all terrible. You were always so eager to learn. And had such clever hands. But you proved yourself a mark. How about it, my little dagger?
I never swore my blade to you, nor to liberate the bearers of this. Farewell, master. Thank you.
You always were a righteous. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
Y ya está. En esto se acaba la misión.
What do you want to do?
I am not the killer she wanted me, and she no longer has friends in high places. The dame does, though.
All right.
I am. And thank you.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
¿En serio que me he teleportado?
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across the...
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway shortly. Oh, and your letter. You don't need to worry about...
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned, so the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former master. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sambrek. And she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't.
I hope so. You had quite the past yourself before you came here. So anyway, thanks again, Sid.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Que me ha teleportado aquí, algo por acá.
I am certain we will find what we seek in Ash, and learn the truth of Ultima's origins.
Espera que estoy termino,
Nicks and lumps, the lot of them.
Ya que me ha traído aquí.
Yote, I brought back all the stuff.
Yes, my lord. I'm sure it will serve us until we can find another...
I'm very glad to hear.
You think only of how you might help others, and never...
No more than you have minding my brother. You've risked...
I am, but I beg you, my lord. Do not give too much of yourself...
I'll keep that in mind.
Entiendo dormir. Ahora.
I heard the Guardian saying you're supposed to...
Ah, what brings you to East? A delivery from Martha.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings. I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive, but they'd long since gone to seed. Only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad... These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we... They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here, not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do, it's about time we all started to provide for ourselves. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Time it all. I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
Akashic, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do...
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not...
So wait. You said you lacked men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool, though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians? What help they are able to offer could still prove that...
You're right, my lord. I will... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
Me gusta el detalle de la sartén. Porque es mujer. Y ha salido de la cocina a hacer esa arenga. Es normal.
All right. Give me a sword.
Dadme una
I
sartén
never dreamt I'd have a home of my own.
y una lavadora.
And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool!
Han cambiado de opinión rapidísimamente.
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the...
Lord Rossfield, my leg.
So what's the plan?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the...
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries by coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers. With luck, that point will be the village square. And for you and I to finish them.
A sound plan. But one that'll require a leader with a cool head. I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade. Please, leave the last...
Ha! and let you
Sir Wade!
Then you know what you must. We work together, each shielding the other that no man might fall. For Rosaria.
For Rosaria!
For Rosalia.
We've no time to argue, my lord.
Then I will do as you are.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too, then.
Right you are.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. I will not let this village fall.
No sé dónde está el perro. Vale, me he equivocado, botón otra vez. No me hace gracia lo de Shiva, realmente. Me parece una porquería fuerte.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield, change of plan.
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's right and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I could order a detachment or two.
No. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure. May the Founder protect.
Come to tell me an Akashic Curl's heading towards the rest? Get yourself down there. We can handle things here.
Next one's mine. I might not know one end of a sword from the other, but I can roast the bastards.
All right. The Curl was sighted on Rhiannon's ride back towards Martha's Rest. Found us speed you, my lord.
East Pool will be safe in our hands, my lord. With me, Torgal.
Que va, no vale para nada lo de... Lo de Shiva no vale nada. A ver si es que no vale para nada, tío. No vale ni para stunear, no vale para nada. Para nada, es poner algo en el suelo que haga daño. Vamos, para un bicho grande sí merece la pena. Para bichos que se mueven y eso.
Lord Rossfield.
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for we were able to eradicate the rest. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all... I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it might.
We saved East... Thank you, my friend.
No, Sir Wade. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to...
We never had nothing to call our own before, but now we do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. But there's no doubt we're free men now. So we have to stop. We have to fight to protect what's ours.
And we shall. This is our home. And if...
They'll have us to answer.
Come on, then.
This village isn't gonna...
They're not slaves anymore.
No. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he was still with us today...
I believe you might be...
I shall remain here, my lord, and do, after all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an easy...
I think you'll find it's... But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on you?
Of course. Us Rosarians have got stick...
Indeed we...
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds.
All right.
Lord Rossfield. Clearing the goblins from the still wind. There's one sight that I shall never forget. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. But every time, I would think back to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose.
So wait, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria...
Thank you. I know the rest of the world will be safe in you.
More.
The hero It's lucky you came by when not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool.
I just did what I...
And it's only right. Take it before...
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's and a home to free bearers.
Well, it was your right.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, though I suppose the rest ain't much different. You know, bearers living free like that. Reminds me, loath as I am to recall that.
I take it you didn't always...
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least... He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around, and me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up, and before I knew it, the cheeky horse was rattling on at me about how I told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. But my bear got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he... And do you know what he did? And then I did the same. We made a pact that...
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn... He certainly didn't laugh.
Indeed, but the loftier one's ambition, which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and...
Suppose you're... And if we don't manage it, good thing we've got a few It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope. Anyway, I better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner. The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a...
Vale, el objeto para coger polvo en la habitación. Está como yo. Tiene tisto en su cuarto para llenar para que coja polvo.
Thanks, Cal.
I think esta gente aquí.
The people of Armor might not have been the friendliest sorts, but they didn't deserve this. Not that the Ether cares. It springs up wherever it likes. Nowadays, that seems to be all over. Mind how you go, Sid. There's a Kashik about.
Faster! Damn it. The whole village is turned. Back to the stables, girl.
No me podía cambiar la habilidad en mitad de combate, ¿verdad? Creo que era. Hagan bien la habilidad, ¿eh? Es que no vale nada, es que es una puta mierda esa habilidad, de verdad. Esta hace 3 de daño, 1 de aturdimiento. Y esta era... Ah, pero esto, ve cómo es. Y me la quitaré. Las de Titán no se matan, la única diferencia de la de Titán es unitarget, básicamente. Tienen que estar muy juntos para que sea multitarget.
No holding back. Two down, one to go.
Vale, en este mapa ya no me queda nada.
So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
Es que no ven de esta mierda esta.
Clive!
And the Akashic?
Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Doris's scouts and it turns out things are worse than I thought. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal the north gate. That should buy us some time if we need it. Enough for the villagers to barricade themselves.
Well done.
Welcome back. I'd never have guessed, you know. Not if August... Who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost would turn out to be the realm keen to help us out?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without me, did you?
Blackthorn.
Oh. One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down. Unlike my best mate who didn't think I deserved to know. So then, not enough for us two to tell.
Then your idea of an apology.
Don't listen to him. You only did what you...
But that ain't the whole of it. Vulcan, our master, he left it to me. The best black... Bloody stupid. If someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them to settle petty feuds and barter for grain. Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't about to let...
So you wasted half of mine instead.
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left. I may be a selfish prick, but I...
What you had to do was your duty!
Even if it meant we all starved?
Enough. You can finish beating each other up once Dravost...
Fine. I've said my...
Yeah.
Sorry, Clive. I shouldn't have stuck short enough on time. Still, give us a mo, would you? I need to get my head straight. You,
We can't afford to...
Right you are. Might be worth having... Don't want any nasty... Oh, and... Blackthorn.
Akashic on the move.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls. They'll wash right over us if we stay out in the open. We're...
Good idea. Get yourselves inside, but keep your weapons handy.
Understood.
I'm prepared to fight if I have to.
Well, let's hope you don't. Once the scouts are inside, order your men to barrack. No heroic last stands, you hear me? No fighting.
August's right. I've seen what Akashic... The people here are tough and willing, but they ain't equipped to fight.
I'm going out. Start work on the gate as soon as I've left. I'll give you...
And if they kill you?
You evacuate. It won't come to that. I promise. Take good care of Dravos till I get back.
Leave it to me. And give those things what for, yeah?
Realmente me enfrentaba ya a varios veces.
Which one of you's first? Nice try. Is that it? Apparently not.
Mola. Soy del 14 a tope.
Not getting past me.
We can win!
Ay, por Dios. Eso es del 14, ¿eh? El Rams Balls, que tienes que alejar. Oh, me he jugado. Joder. Mola porque es un boss del 14.
Now, the question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You're still in one piece!
Oh, mira, One Piece.
I slew as many as I could.
As many as I could, he says.
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall.
Good.
In time, yeah. But we can think about...
Sid! Enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmares. I almost felt sorry for the wretched things.
Porque suena como si no estuviera ahí.
But mostly, I felt...
I'm afraid I've only delayed the... There's no getting rid of that ether flood, meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up...
And that's if the flood don't spread. I hate to say it, but the village's days are numbered.
That may be, but with ether floods springing up all over, it's no less safe. We'll fortify the gates, and I'll see that they're guarded day and night.
All right. Then we'll give you a hand.
As for you, Black, that's twice you've turned up when Dravos needed, so...
I shouldn't have stayed away so long.
Too bloody right. I always envied you. You leaving gave me the perfect excuse to hate, and from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. You'd have been the death of this place.
Finally. I hope you see the sense of it eventually.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy even, but... Our work used to be the pride of Dum. Now, we churn out the same rubbish day after day, because it's not about the craft anymore. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of us smiths. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead by example, but the average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft as our current. Come back to us, Blackthorn. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at the same fort.
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I deserve. There's people who trust their lives to my steel. But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to time. Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's...
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I...
I never thought I'd...
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't you?
Even better than I'd hoped.
Sid, I've got some...
Vaya por ahí.
And this is a token of a... But I'm of a... Designs for a certain sword have been passed down from chief to...
Now hold on, Zoltan. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel. And I've learned to own an edge Odin will be proud of. But the engravings on that thing are enough to make a jeweler cry. And they're not just for show.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravozd in the first? I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs. Between the two of us.
Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan...
As long as he can keep us.
Right. Zoltan, get...
With a little help from Blackthorn, I don't see why we can't restore Dravozd to its former glory. Barring ether floods, that is.
I'll tell you what, Clive. If we pull this off, it will ruin every other sword you've ever held.
I'll get him back to the hideaway. Don't you worry about that. Everything's back the way it was.
Take that, you naughty...
Clive! I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you...
Since all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands, and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and just as the good lady...
Are you a lord? They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil.
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not... Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon.
May they're in...
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their difference, and they might have they have formed what one could call, and they grow more organized.
We'll fight them all off just like last time. No matter, won't we, Luke?
Of course we will. If we continue to work, the longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Until the only way... Our best hope is to nip these efforts by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause, and ensuring that they perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing...
How could I refuse?
Thank you. Victor will fill you in. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such...
I'll go and speak with... A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalamilvik.
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to...
I did. I've developed something of a... having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, a sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't...
You're not the only one.
What does he want?
He asked for my aid in putting down the bandits. And he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon, at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally.
All right.
There's one upriver.
Leave it with me.
Ya, pues muy bien, güey.
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to ban.
That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers! Take his head off!
Patadón.
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you in.
No, but...
No. Something's happened.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor...
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape. And he said some of the children spotted him, and he was about... when Lubor felled him, without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who was made a leader of him.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here. But I know one thing.
You're right.
Vaya, perfecto, a mí se me mete por la ciudad otra vez.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. Well, it was...
We're sorry, Lubo, but we just couldn't...
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed... All that matters to me is that you two are...
Look at him talking to his betters. All lies, I'll wager. Just like the one...
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing...
You're right.
I'm glad you agree. I'm a Dalmek born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tap. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is. They know that Lubor and I are friends. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a...
I'll do what I can. Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but we'll try. And that is all I can ask of you.
Why are you taking the bearers? Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
Tiene que hablar con la gente, esto es impresionante, ¿eh?
Forgive me for disturbing you, but...
As have I, Lord Underhill, wasn't it? The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything...
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued. In this at least he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was...
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you.
So what do you propose? Will you drive?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people, and they will thank you not to get involved.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing...
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refused.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see...
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
For a share in Lubor's ill-gotten guilt, perhaps.
I assume this is... There's still hope. But perhaps not in this lifetime.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. We'll talk some sense.
No, and your efforts would be better spent.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. That a blade is a reflect. Yourself be true. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with it. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself, and so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people, for only united can they hope to stand against the threat. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic...
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only... We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go.
How could it possibly be for them? The least you can do is give the townspeople...
I would not take it, Vict.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this... I thought you would, but it seems you had me fooled.
Victor.
Forget it.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor? Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. Right then. I have packing to do. If there's anything I can do, I'll bear it.
No me ha dado nada, simplemente se ha girado.
Why didn't he tell us?
Adalbert Steiner, de la compañía de mercenarios Pluto, se compromete a pagar la suma de Virgil por un espadón de no menos de 8 palmos con cruz coronada de platino y coche como contundente y filo dentado para cerrar el hueso. Qué guapo este.
You're going to try and convince me to stay. Save your breath. I will not put those children at risk.
No te lo iba a impedir, la verdad. No tengo interés ninguno en impedirte nada.
Ready, go? You deserve a rest.
Go, Blizzard!
Es que el Doom digo, el Boom se ha matado solo.
That's all of them. Owen can uncross his toes now.
Lord Rosfield, is there aught?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order would... Have you learned anything of note?
Little and less.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not, even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm.
Fallen ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the... as if protecting the secret.
Secrets we'd see.
Should our methods be of interest, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey is being conducted not far from... Perchance you are familiar with Kretov. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their prelim... If you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored to relate...
All right.
They will be most. Might I suggest you take the road through Titan? It will lead you straight to the village.
Thank you.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord. May the Firebirds...
A village built around an airship. Sounds like another lost wing. I hope the inhabitants are just as friendly.
La Blistiada. Pentateuco de la Ortodoxia Cristalina, libro mayor de Gilbert.
Good girl.
Y aquí no hay ni un...
You deserve a rest.
Esta tetilla está solo para el cofre, que me parece perfecto. Pendientes de hostigador. Vale.
Get him! It's over!
Vamos a dar la vuelta por si acaso cuando completemos esa zona de la misión nos teleporta al sitio.
Safe.
Nice try. Too slow. Nice try. Nice try.
¿Y esto para qué está entonces?
Good girl. Faster! Time to fight.
No, matando todavía.
Straight home now. Farewell. Oh no. You'll pay for this. There may still be survivors.
De verdad, no sé para qué me dan tantísimas rosas del desierto, pero bueno.
Whatever that thing is, they say it's their leader. Let's try. Nice try. Too slow. Yeah. Nice try. Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, I did not recognize you. We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. Thanks to them, and to you.
You call that? Your brothers might still be alive if you put... Surely this survey wasn't worth...
We are charged with uncovering a duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the... Now, to what do we owe the honor of your presence, Lord Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect...
I see. That is most kind. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart, as it does in ours.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another, but for a survey... I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
Think no more of us, my lord. Only deliver our findings to the bearer of the burning quill. Ah, you are returned, my lord.
Here.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith if I
Cyril, losses which could have been avoided. Had the others not chosen to complete their... Were these your orders?
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is our sole duty, and should we die in discharging it, so be it.
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that the Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations. We live to serve the Phoenix.
Cyril, I know, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his... Provide your survey parties with an escort. That they might think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Josh... Please.
I thank you. If you will permit me to respond. Our fate and we of the Undying will do what we as first shield to the Phoenix. I am sure you understand.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.
Ya quedan menos. Qué sufrimiento de secundarios, tío. Están bien, están guay, pero joder.
Ah, Clive. You'll be pleased.
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala, I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge undertaking moving this many bearers. You couldn't do me a quick favor.
What is it this time?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask Elle how long we have until the bearers arrive. Find out exactly how much faster I need to get all these supplies moving.
All right.
Thanks, Clive.
What's happened?
Don't blame yourself, Elle. This is their fault, not yours. I know, but no buts about it.
Is something wrong?
Vonnie came to give me a message from our intermediate. The talks with the Republican Army have fallen through. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter other bidders. But the Consortium offered double what we did.
And you had no opportunity to make a...
None at all.
Elle? What's that? I saw Vonnie leaving.
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist were speaking to about... How did the Consortium even...
It's not so surprising. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually. And at the price they... I'm going to Randallar myself.
Alone?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the Capitol gates. I'll send an owl ahead and request a meeting. You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything ready. We've waited... Even if I fail to free these bearers, someone needs to prepare the place and keep any prowling beast...
Oh, and that's me, is it? Well, it looks like I'm following orders for meeting the Silver Peak Consortium, who've been doing their best to undermine our scheme. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if she means to stay with us then. I can't say I'm not happy to hear it.
You have to trust her.
You're right. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, I should do my part too. So I bid you farewell and safe travels. I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. We'll make sure the place is well. You go to Randallar and see if you can stop my sister biting the Consortium's heads off.
I'll do my best. All right. To Randallar then. And better not keep Eloise waiting.
When are they gonna let us through?
Come on. Faster! You deserve a rest. I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the consortium?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently put. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest in... It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not, and so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them... But what is done is done. Come then. How much...
Alas, you are too late. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own... That's what you get when you deal with continental...
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite... They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard, and treat them like kings.
That does sound... No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. And with it, my interest in joining your...
My associates will be sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry you weren't able...
As am I. He was right. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before I did. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came. I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell me more. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer.
So you never...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposals. I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly...
You tried.
I did. And if what he said they deserved, I wanted so...
Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The villagers, a pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can, but they need help, and
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you there. Just...
Hold on, Theo. Come on.
Yeah!
I can walk from here. Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village. But the whole area...
We just have to pray he makes it out.
I can do better than that. No use calling Ambrosia now.
No te ha ido lejos, ¿no? Me voy a curar la vida.
Damn it. The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned. I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy.
Theodore, you had me worried for...
Hostias. Hostias, no.
I have to get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore!
And so will you! Take care of my sister.
Theodore, wait.
Goodbye, Elle.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people.
And now he's gone, because I sent him to...
It wasn't against it. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own.
To live my... He never could come to terms with the...
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first Barry.
We grew up in Canva. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While a late bloomer, in more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out before they could.
Theo told me something. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. Just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not won. How much easier my life might have been if I had allowed and devoted myself to the... But I have never regretted that being with my brother meant more to me than tradition. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night, and the choice I made, and the fact that I would... He was never a burden. If anything,
You weren't, Eloise. That he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You did whatever was necessary, and you always would have.
You're right.
It was so we could be together. Oh, Theo.
I know Theo wanted me to move on.
Porque
But I'm
las
staying
letras
here
son
at the
verdes.
Crimson Caravans to continue our work. We can make a difference here. We can help people. I need nothing more. So I'll carry on doing what we do. Bringing smiles to people's faces, just like we all... and to Theo's. This is the life I have chosen.
I've made a choice to continue helping you however I can.
Thank you, Claire. Let's go on together.
Vale.
The Crimson Caravans is my family business now, and I would not exchange it for the world. I brought Theo here to be safe.
Vale, guardamos entrega las misiones, lo guardamos la partida. Lo dejamos, tío. Ya, misión secundaria, vamos.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of papillonas.
We were just about to make a start on that.
It's funny, but not. You remember Camille? We'll be using his leather work. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the... And that whetstone from the Outer Isles? And the final flourish will be my talented colleagues.
A team effort led by the great...
Now, save that talk till the thing's finished. Right.
To the bellows.
Well, bugger me. We actually did it.
Mo.
The sword to end all swords. Ragnarok.
It's quite something.
I trust you'll take good care of it.
Thank you. Both of you.
So, does this make you pair the greatest crime?
This? Nah. It'll take more than that to earn us our place in, but we're up for the challenge.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back from...
We reckon with those items there, we could craft something even better than the...
That's a weapon I'd like to see.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start on the next.
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past. It's about time I...
Then tap the kegs!
Claro, seguramente ahora vendré para hacer la Waterdamerum, creo que era, ¿no? Ahí está, Waterdamerum. Es la tocha. Tengo leyenda de ceniza que cubren la llegada de una feroz batalla entre dominantes que marchitará los campos, secará los ríos, oscurecerá el cielo, pero sí porque el mundo es su caligine y dejar que vuelva a nacer. Esta catástrofe de eso, Ragnarok. Lo de la caligine es del Final Fantasy XV, no sé si lo sabes.
Yeah. The weight of all that shit. Clever girl, that one. I never fought me and Zolta, and if it hadn't been for you, we wouldn't. What do you want?
Oricalco, acero oscuro y cuerno de batalla primitivo.
And?
Vale.
No need to thank me for the sword. I'm happy just to be here. You've built a fine home for yourselves, and I can see why Blackthorn's so taken with it. Look after the old bastard for me, will you? I'll be off soon, but next time you're in Dalmekir, be sure to pay me a visit. Snotty will let you in.
Do you reckon we finally got to the bottom of Blackthorn's troubles then? That'd be something, eh? No, he wouldn't be Blackthorn if he didn't give us the odd scout. Oh! Be seeing ya!
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts?
Canva lost. It can't be true.
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for our lesson? How was she?
With Canva in the hands of Akashic.
Ah, sir. Good, thanks.
I'll fit him to this.
Me? The Telemon furnace!
She's a beauty.
You saved my beacon again, Sid!
It's fine, really.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few improvements.
You could just buy me a bigger...
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make... And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working on. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also...
Stretchy metal.
That is the spirit. You'll love it.
Tío, pero es como dice, dame una bolsa grande, cabrón. No. Está dando todo que se estira, ¿no?
So, what do you reckon?
Thank you, a watch.
They mentioned, and I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Can't think of any right now, but that's our job, innit? Maybe even out there. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together. That bag of your...
They'll hardly believe they're up.
¿Qué? Trofeo. A bolsa grande. Buenas pociones por haber conseguido el extracto de Lore Nayade mejorado y el morreo ampliado. Pues listo entonces, ¿no? Me quedarían las escorias. Vale. Desierto.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? You earned this. Come again.
Bueno,
I may have
pues
more
listo.
for you.
Aquí lo voy a guardar y ya continúo mañana la historia, tío. Esto ha sido quitarnos todo lo aburrido. Que no ha sido aburrido en parte, pero bueno, ha sido todo lo pesado. Bueno, mañana más. Un besito en el GT.